Okay, and we're back, and I'm very upset right now. I gotta tell you, this is something that has nothing to do with the NFL, but I just found out something as I was trying to do something else in my stupid channel. But week 6 of the NFL has come and gone, and as you know what? The theme continues to be the same. Chaos. Nobody knows what's happening. Nobody knows who's good. Good teams fall to teams that we thought were mediocre, and those mediocre... I don't know. But let's get into it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Okay, Eric, you kind of know about this already, but it's actually gotten a little bit worse and a little bit more annoying. So, right before we started our podcast today, I found out that my channel had been deleted. So YouTube sent me an email saying like your channel's done basically because you're a scammer. You're a scam artist, man. You're fraud. And so I was
they
like,
finally caught on to the grift.
They got me, man. They caught me. All those millions of Monopoly dollars that I stole from here. But anyway, so I found that out, which is very annoying. Fortunately, I submitted my appeal and they said it was going to be a couple of days, and like that, it got fixed. Like not even a minute. So it was like, oh yeah, we saw your channel. Everything's cool. Great. So now that's actually hysterical because we have a lot of theories. We have a lot of theories of what did it. Were we considered, like scams because our opinions are just so freaking bad? Are we just so bad at guessing games that they're like, no, man, we need to do a service to the community and just cancel these guys?
Our opinions on the NFL are so bad and off base, we are actually a danger to society.
Oh, they need to get us out of here, man. They need to get us out of here quick. Or is it because of the Toyota video? Are they coming for me? Did the Japanese finally start feeling the heat? Am I a marked man? So we were having that, honestly. What's up?
Oh, they sort of forgave us, for a while because we did anime, so it's kind of representation for them, but now it's all just shitting.
Oh, okay, so you're like, this is a shot across the bow. You're like, you need to go back to doing anime, motherfuckers. It's a Tuesday, and you're not doing Otaku Tuesday? Like, it's, all right, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that seriously. But no, I thought it was funny, because this whole situation, honestly, is kind of ridiculous. It's like, yeah, sure, it's annoying, but whatever. As I was starting the video, I was trying to get all this shit going, I noticed that all my playlists are gone. So I was trying to put the video on the, NFL 2025 playlist, and it's gone. So now it's like, what other shit's missing? What other shit is done? So now I'm pissed. Because it's not like I have like the greatest content in the world or whatever, but I like keeping things organized. I like keeping things where they go. Now, if somebody's going to go there and they're not going to be able to find the Otaku Tuesday playlist. They're going to be like, fuck, what the hell am I even in here for? Just wasting my goddamn time. They're going to go into the NFL stuff and they're going to open a video for week 6. It's going to be week 6 of the 2023 season. It's madness. Anyway, so that annoyed me. It's like the little stuff that gets you. But anyway, Chuck Dominguez, bro, what's up? You lucky donkeys came back with a stupid victory. And their crime is giving us the most boring game ever. Gus Becerra, NFL misinformation in this channel. And like, man, in my appeal, I did right. It's not misinformation. We're just stupid, okay? I'm sorry. It's the cross that I bear, man.
It's like that
this season's
Alex
weird.
Jones meme where it's like, listen, Dario, I'm kind of retarded.
Check the channel's made by AI, dude. If I could make the show like just AI and I could be playing video games the entire time, I would do it. I would do it in a second. David Martinez, what's up, guys? Ugly again, win, but I'll take it. Yes. So you know what? Let's move on to happier stuff. Let's move on to people losing their jobs. So the big news of the NFL this week is the Titans head coach, Brian Callahan, officially getting fired. So even on this thing, I was wrong because I thought the first head coach to get fired would be Mike McDaniels, but now it turns out it's Brian Callahan. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. I thought, you know what, maybe it's just year 2, maybe they'll give him another shot, but no, it's been a dumpster fire left and right in Tennessee, so it makes sense. This guy was actually a pretty good offensive coordinator when he had Joe Burrow, so we'll see if he gets another job in the NFL. I think he probably will. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles hired him tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get into every single NFL game of this week. But before we get into it, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at DarioCW and at Super Dario World. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, or don't. I don't know. I guess. Do you think they heard of my plan to do a 10,000-mile road trip and they're like, not fucking here. We're not fucking doing it. No, not
happening.
Not
son.
under our watch, man. You're not doing it. Were they trying to save me from myself, from my own stupid decisions? Anyway,
No,
like
they're
this,
trying to get you to not pollute and all that travel.
maybe. Actually, I did have somebody ask me, like, dude, are you gonna do it with the electric car? And I'm like, fuck no, man. Are you kidding me? That thing, it would take 100 days at least if I'm lucky. But anyway, yeah, like this video, subscribe to this channel. If we make it to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the 2025 NFL season, I will go on a 10,000-mile road trip and record it, and I will try to do Wild America in the process. Now, this is not, to clarify, it's not Girls Gone Wild, it's Wild America, the animal stuff. However, if it also happens to be a little Girls Gone Wild, I would not hate it. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'll try. I'm saying I would not hate it. So, there you go. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, all that good stuff. It could be fun, right? It could be fun.
Could be. I'm having a little look-see here through your channel just to see what got deleted and what didn't.
I don't know. I don't even care.
Seems like all the videos are there.
It's probably
not the
it's all the personalized stuff that I had. That's probably the thing that's gonna be annoying. Fortunately, I don't do much. So there you go. Let's get into Thursday night football. We have the New Jersey Giants beating the living crap out of the Super Bowl defending Super Bowl champs Philadelphia Eagles 34-17. This game was ugly. UGLY ugly. The Eagles got their asses kicked badly. Now, you could say it's because they didn't have their best defensive players. There's no excuses for that big of a beatdown. Now, the question is, are the Eagles, bad now? Or are the Giants that good? Are these two, cool kids, like the new saviors of the Giants? You got Jackson Dart, 17 out of 25, 195, 1 TD, plus a rushing TD. Got sacked twice. And Cam freaking Scatterboo, 19 rushes for 98 yards and 3 touchdowns. The first, I think, running back to get the first Giants running back to get 3 touchdowns in like over a decade. So, the question is, are the Giants for real? For real? Is it just because it was a divisional game? What's up? What do you think?
Well, I am liking Jackson Dart. He's got a lot of heart, and it does make me feel better as a Chargers fan that they also beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So maybe it's like, well, maybe they actually are for real.
I mean, the Eagles have not played a complete NFL game the entire season. I don't know why. I honestly would not be shocked if they fired their offensive coordinator yesterday, because it's looked really, really bad, particularly on offense. But here, the ass kicking came on defense. So I don't know what the excuse is. Jalen Hurts looked fine, 24 of 33, 283 yards, 1 TD, and 1 rushing TD. But the thing that I would not forgive is that stupid rushing TD, because they did it after 4 back-to-back tush pushes. It's so... Listen, I get one.
It's getting loud for the tush push.
I get 2. The issue with the tush push is not that they do it, because it's kind of funny. The issue is that they should be penalized on 60 or 70% of them, because the guards jump the ball. And so it's like, dude, let him do it, but let him do it properly. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. I think that's the most annoying part. And so we'll see what happens. It doesn't make for good TV. It's funny. Like, I remember there was a game there was a Padres game where like 3 players in a row bunted, and I thought that was hysterical. So it can be funny. It's just not great television. Well, in the Padres game, yes, it was very funny and great TV. For the NFL, not so much, especially if the guards keep jumping the gun. So if they did it properly, no flags should have been thrown. Cool. The issue is that they're not doing it that way. So we'll see what happens there. Chuck Dominguez says that he wouldn't hate it either. I'm assuming he's talking about the potential Girls Gone Wild scenario of the road trip. I mean, you got to give the people what they want, man. YouTube, what the hell? Gus Becerra, NFL is
Also,
so whacked. What's up?
In regards to the tush push, may not make good television, but if the NFL cared about good television, they would not put the New Jersey Jets on TV anymore.
I can't argue with that one. Let's see, Gus Becerra. NFL so whacked this year. So is fantasy. Tell me how I'm leading my league in points, but 2 and 4 and 8th place. Dude, don't even talk to me about fantasy football, man. I am dead last. I don't know how I keep losing. The other, you know what? I'll save my complaint for when the player responsible is on the board. But Chuck Dominguez, the NFL this season is going off script, man. Yeah, they're making it up as they go. It's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. And actually, turns out, here's what I'm going to complain, because we're going to talk about the Jets getting their, I don't know. I can't say they got their asses kicked, even though they kind of did, by the Broncos 13-11 in London. So here's my big complaint. You see this man right here? You see this man? You see him right there, right in the middle? Justin fucking Fields. Mm-hmm. So Justin Fields.
You know what? You know what we did?
What's up?
We threw more passing yards this week than he did.
Yes. The Jets ended up with -10 passing yards. -10. That son of a bitch right there, who's getting his ass kicked, good. He got sacked 9 times, good, is the reason why I lost the fantasy football game that I was up by 25 points. I was up by 25 points. The only fucking player he had left was fucking Justin Fields, and it's the game that he had his 60 fucking yard rushing touchdown. And the fucker can't do positive yardage in a game. What the hell even is this sport? But yeah, it's not fun. But anyway, this game was not fun. Quick update. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson, their best offensive player, got a knee injury. He's week to week. He didn't do particularly good that game. Bo Nix was okay in the game. 19 out of 30, 174 yards, 1 TD. Get the cat out of here. See, he doesn't want to be on. He doesn't want to be on screen. Get him out of here. This game was dumb. It was ugly. It was boring. And I'm so... you know what? I got bored watching the highlights, and the highlights were like a minute long. It was just dumb, and I have some notes. So the big note that I have here is that I think that Aaron Glenn's honeymoon period is done. I think people are kind of turning on him because he just made some of the most dumbass decisions I've ever seen. So at halftime, it's like there's a minute left. They have a timeout and they're going to punt, and it's a fake punt and they get the first down. They're kind of around midfield and you're like, okay, so they're going to do something with the time on the clock and their timeout. And then they just run the ball 2 times to run out the clock. It's like, the fuck are you? Why did you risk going for it on 4th down? It doesn't. You were just gonna give him great field positioning. It doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Nothing makes any sense. Nothing the Jets do. Justin Fields cannot throw the football to save his life, and they make him drop back for passes. Just run the fucking ball. Like, the Jets could have actually won. If their final drive they would have just ran it, they could have won. Honestly, it's just ridiculous. So I think I'm gonna add Aaron Glenn to the hot seat because this has just been terrible. Plus, there's videos resurfacing about Aaron Rodgers describing the situation of how he got fired. And so now people are like, okay, yeah, maybe Aaron Glenn doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So we'll see. Let's see. Chuck Dominguez.
I have a theory.
Nick Bonito, juega bonito. I blame it on the jet lag. Hey, they went from Philly to London. You should blame it on British food, okay? That's what you should blame. They lacked nutrition and joy in their lives. That's what you should be blaming. G-boy, the
What's the
Jets
saying
are
that,
basura. Yeah.
British food and British women made the British the greatest sailors in the world.
Yes, exactly. Amen. Chuck Dominguez, a win is a win. That's all that matters to me. Dude, listen, I 100% agree. I'll take an ugly win over a beautiful victory any day. And so it's more annoying that your team won because it's like, this is one that they should have lost. And it would have been hysterical. And now we would have had a leg to stand on when we make fun of them for losing to a crappy New York team. Now, thank God for the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the New Jersey Giants, because now we can be like, hey, you know what? Maybe the Giants aren't that bad. You know, maybe they're not that bad. So
the real deal.
Yeah. So thank you, Eagles. You took one for the team. I appreciate it. Anyway, boring game.
I have a theory about the Jets.
What's up?
Oh, I haven't looked into this, but I believe it.
Okay.
I think suicide statistics might be down this year.
Okay.
And, the Jets, they're getting a little bloodthirsty.
Okay. So
You feel me?
they're pushing people to the limit.
Yeah, they're pushing their fans to suicide.
All right. I mean,
as they do.
Okay. Maybe. I mean, I would not be surprised. Also, the Eagles, a defensive end, Darius Smith, I think, announced that he's retiring right in the middle of the season, which is weird, but okay. I'm not sure if it's Darius Smith, though, but whatever, doesn't matter. Next, we had a nail biter, a shocking nail biter. The Arizona Cardinals almost squeaking out a victory against the Indianapolis Colts, 27-31. And so this game, before the game even started, it was weird. So Anthony Richardson destroyed his eye before the game even started. I believe the cornerback Ward, I forget his name, the first name. He got a concussion while they were doing warm-ups. So these are like the most dangerous warm-ups in the NFL. The Colts were taking themselves out before the game even started. And then the Cardinals started taking themselves out on the field. So wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. out with a concussion. He's week to week. Running back Emery DeMarcado has an ankle injury. He's day to day. And tight end Travis Vokolek got carted out with a neck injury. So Cardinals lost a lot of key players. They played with Jacoby Brissett under center and almost beat the Indianapolis Colts. They looked better without Kyler Murray, with Kyler Murray out with an injury. So is this maybe the route they should take in the future? Who knows? But I mean, Jacoby Brissett, 27 out of 44, no. 320 yards, 2 TDs. So, I mean, they looked okay. You could say they looked good.
Man, how many
against a
teams
good team.
How many teams have tried out the Jacoby experiment?
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, the Colts still looking pretty good. Danny Dimes, 22 out of 30, 212 yards, 2 TDs. I believe Jonathan Taylor is having a historic season. 21 runs for 123 yards and 1 TD. I believe they've scored 194 points in the first 6 weeks of the NFL of this season, which is the most by any Colts team ever. And those are teams that had quarterbacks named Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. So I don't know what the hell's going on in Indy and how they turned it around like this, but stop, because you're going against the Chargers this week. I need you to go back to sucking. I thought this was going to be an easy one. But anyway, Chuck Dominguez says, remember, we caused the first loss of the Eagles season. That might be the thing. That might be the thing. Once you play the Broncos, next week you lose. That's it. That's what happened to the Chargers. They lost the following week against the Giants.
Stupid donkeys.
Yeah, stupid donkeys. Anyway, next, we had the Los Angeles Chargers surviving the Miami Dolphins 29-27 in what was a I'm not gonna say it was a stinker. I gotta tell you, overall, I think it was a good game, and let me explain why. When I woke up Sunday morning, my heart sank after I saw the inactives for the Los Angeles Chargers. When I saw that is it Jamari Sawyer? Both Jamari Sawyer. Anyway, Sawyer and Pipkins were not going to be playing. I was like, oh my God, we're done. Like, winning this one will be difficult. So I already said about, traveling all the way to the East Coast. Early morning. Chargers don't play well in Miami. All that stuff. We were playing with Kimani Vidal, who's running back 3, who was not in the active roster in week 1. So he was a practice squad guy who got elevated. Quentin Johnston was out, so one of our better wide receivers was out. Maybe our wide receiver 1 throughout the first 5 weeks. We were down to our tackles number 5 and 6. One of them was barely signed week 1, and the other one was signed this week. I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill our boy. They're going to kill Herbie. And still, to manage to squeak out a victory from there, like, the offense actually looked competent. Let me see. Justin Herbert, 29 out of 38, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, they got sacked. He got sacked only once. Now, he got hit a bunch, but those are actually pretty good numbers. So they actually came up with a pretty decent game plan with the offense. Now, the issue was the defense. Fortunately, you remember this newly signed player. Let me see if I have. Oh, yeah. Adafe Owe. His very first play as a Charger was a sack. So, they traded him from the Ravens, and they're like, good luck. He ain't getting any sacks. First fucking play, motherfuckers. You see, this is the advantage of people getting fired. You give them motivation. Anyway, comes in, first sack, and
firing their ass. You
can see a difference. Now, unfortunately, they're still having issues setting the edge, and I think it's because Owe wasn't in on every single play, and they need Khalil Mack back, especially against Jonathan Taylor. But the Dolphins' offense was just, at one point, was just moving the ball across the field. Freaking Achane running like crazy, 16 runs for 128 yards, 2 TDs. So they need to settle. They need Perryman and Mack back, and I'm not too worried about them. The one that I'm actually worried about is Derwin James. Like, Derwin James was looking slow out there. There's a bunch of players who look kind of slow. I don't know why. And I don't mean physically. I mean kind of like mentally a little slow. But hopefully they get their asses, in their acts back together and their asses in line. And they start playing better ball because they're up against a very, very challenging Colts team. And 4 days after that, they're up against a very challenging Vikings team. So we'll see. Point is, it was good. So highlights here actually were the offense. Freaking Ladidi McConkey, 7 receptions for 100 yards. So his first 100-yard game for the season, plus a touchdown, plus, the game sealing catch. It's freaking Herbert, man. I don't know how he does it, but thank God he's on our team. And Kimani Vidal looking pretty good. Again, practice squad guy, elevated, 18 runs for 124 yards, plus 3 receptions for a TD. I mean, come on. What more can you ask for a practice squad guy? Now, again, it was against the Dolphins, who suck balls. But as you said, a win is a win is a win. And this was a sorely needed win. And they would have had any and every excuse in the world as to why they could have lost this game. I mean, come on. You're starting a right tackle who was not in the team a week ago. So they could have had an excuse there, but gritty win, good enough. Build off of this. We'll see where it goes. Let me see. Chuck Dominguez. Dude, I celebrated too early. I was jumping and yelling number 1 in the division. Then the Chargers score in the last seconds. Of course I'm going to score, man. There was plenty of time on the clock. And we got Justin frickin' Herbert back there. Justin Patrick Herbert. I'm sorry. Gus Becerra, that O-line still rough. Herbie, super Herbie out there. Yes. Dude, if Joe Alt and Khalil Mack and does Denzel Perryman come back for this Colts game, holy shit. Like, it's going to look like a completely different team. And so hopefully it'll happen. But if not, I'm pretty sure that the rough game will be against the Vikings because it's a short week. After that, they got a little bit of, of a break. So maybe things will look better after that. So they just kind of have to survive the Colts and the Vikings, which is totally doable. But anyway, this was a must-win game for them. Any thoughts?
Oh man, I started feeling like we were about to eat some humble pie this week towards the end. I was already starting to, think, oh, I'm starting to feel a little sick. Maybe I'm not going to show up to this podcast this week.
Man,
But luckily,
we don't
good
eat
old-
pie. Pie's dumb. we eat cake in this house. Shit.
We dubs. That's what we do. No, anytime you get a little bit of a comeback win at the end, kind of makes you feel good. And I mean, good job on the freaking what's his name? The
Adafe
guy
Owe?
we got from the Ravens.
Oh wait.
I like that. I like that guy. He's
Dude.
on my good list now.
I mean,
I'm gonna send him a present.
well, what the Chargers want to do is they want to have like 3 big pass rushers, one on each side and kind of one in the middle. And so the 2 big guys on the edge, they set the edge and the other one tries to kill you on the inside. So what they want to do is, I think the way that Matt Money Smith calls it, he calls it the NASCAR package. I don't know if that's what the Chargers call it, but that's what he calls it. So what they want is they want Mac, Thule, and somebody else rushing at the same time. The issue is that right now what they had was Thule in the middle, Owe on the outside, and I think it was Kennard, and Kennard wasn't setting the edge. Murphy wasn't setting the edge, and so that's where they ate him. So once you have Mac on one side, Owe on the other setting the edge, and Thule up the middle, that's gonna be fun to watch. So we'll hope we're getting each day we're getting a little bit closer to that. And that defense should look way, way better, especially with Denzel Perryman there in the middle, just killing people. Because that's also a thing. Again, what I mean that they look slow, they look kind of undecisive. Perryman is very decisive. Sometimes it's a problem because he's just hit. I'll just gotta hit somebody. I don't care who it is. And so that's kind of why he's gotten injured so much. But it's better. I think they play better with him in there, right in the middle. So we'll see. Next, we have
For sure. Also, I for this week, you're gonna enjoy my fun fact of this week.
All right, shoot.
I'll let you know when we get to the team.
Okay. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints almost upsetting the New England Patriots, the new AFC East leaders. New England Patriots.
What is this? 2019 before that?
I think Brady left in 2020 because it was the COVID season, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, correct.
And he didn't win leave
means-
after winning a Super Bowl.
No, he did make the playoffs, but he lost, and he won the.
Anyway, it doesn't
If he
matter.
won
The point is,
2000
the Patriots looking pretty good. Drake
Yeah,
May, he
won
good. What's up?
2019 against the freaking the Rams, the shitty game.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the boring game
Yeah, sure. Why not?
where he beat Goff.
I'm not sure if it was that one, but anyway, doesn't matter. 18 out of 26, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. Drake May's looking pretty good. Maybe beginning to challenge Jayden Daniels for the best QB of that generation. We'll see. The Saints, on the other hand, I mean, Spencer Rattler has not looked terrible. I mean, they're a team that doesn't look terrible. They lose, but they don't look like losers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're actually fighting their asses off out there. So it's not an easy out, but still an out. Point is, Mike Vrabel, God damn it, he's a good freaking head coach, and the Patriots getting him was good for them. Let's just leave it there. Next, we have Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers kicking the ass of the Cleveland Browns. So first off, notable injury. Tight end David Njoku had a knee injury. He is day to day. Other than that, let me see. Aaron Rodgers looked pretty good. He was 21 out of 30, 235, 2 TDs. The defense for the Steelers looked pretty good. They got 6 sacks. I don't know why the Browns wanted their rookie QB throwing the ball 52 times, but it does not seem like a good idea. It doesn't seem like a good game plan. The
Got some reps
Steelers,
in.
are right now comfortably on top of the NFC North by 2 games, I think. And the next closest team is the Bengals. So I think they're going to maintain that for a while. It's funny because
Is there any reason they should lose it?
I mean, if the Ravens get their heads out of their ass, maybe. But that's a big maybe. The interesting thing watching this team and watching Aaron Rodgers is that Aaron Rodgers is being asked to be kind of a game manager, which is weird to say about Aaron Rodgers because we're used to see him play hero ball, but he can't do that anymore. However, if your game manager is Aaron frickin' Rodgers, you can do some pretty cool stuff, which is what the Steelers have been doing. Now, I'm not gonna say that they're fun to watch, but they're competent.
Not at all.
And they have a good defense, and they're moving the ball. And Aaron Rodgers throws Aaron Rodgers type throws, and he doesn't make dumbass decisions. So it's weird, but it's working. And it's one of those things that you're like, on paper, this makes total sense. You got a future Hall of Famer, future Hall of Fame QB teaming up with a future Hall of Fame head coach. Duh. Like, this should have been logical from the beginning, but, you know, we still have to see them play the Ravens and stuff. So we'll see. Point is, right now, the most stable organization in the NFL continues to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. So there you go. Next,
honestly, I never understood the theory that Rodgers was washed.
Well, here's the thing.
I get why people, I sort of get it because, you know, he didn't look great with the Jets.
Nobody looks great with the Jets.
Are you guys forgetting the fact that he's with the fucking Jets?
I think that was the bigger issue. People, well, first off, how he got to the Jets was fucking insane. Like him demanding the trade, and then him demanding Devontae and demanding Lazard. So it was weird and very diva-ish. However, you know, on the other side of it, it's more like, yeah, it was probably the Jets. It was probably the Jets, and it's not like he's washed. It's just he's not MVP Aaron Rodgers anymore, or we haven't seen him be anything close to that, and it makes sense. But you know, he is 41 years old. It's not like he can break ankles out there, or other than his own. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Next, we have upset. Carolina Panthers beating the Dallas Cowboys 30-27. Rico Dowdle's revenge game. Rico Dowdle, who used to play for the Cowboys, 30 runs for 183 yards and 4 receptions for 56 yards and a touchdown. This man, I believe he has back-to-back games with over 200 yards from scrimmage, and nobody in the Carolina Panthers organization has ever done that, including one Mr. Christian McCaffrey in his prime. So respect, or, you know, that's just how bad the defense is for the Cowboys, which kind of sucks because Pickens is looking pretty good out there. Pickens, 9 receptions for 168 yards and a TD. He's looking like a true number one. So when CeeDee Lamb comes back, they should be able to put up more points, which they will need to because they can't stop a freaking cold. So, I mean, Cowboys made some good moves. Like, getting Pickens was a great move, but it's just, you know, they forgot that defense exists. So now, turns out that the biggest glass cannon in the NFL is actually the Cowboys and not the Bengals. Interesting.
Well, because that cannon already broke.
Yeah. Gus Becerra, AFC North is up for grabs. Definitely up for grabs, though. I'd say right now, comfortably in the hands of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next,
I wouldn't actually say that one's up for grabs at all.
Next, a game that
sadly the division that it seems most up for grabs is the AFC West.
Well, listen, the Ravens have 2 games. Okay, West. Listen, the Ravens have 2 games against the Steelers. If they win both of those, then they're only gonna be up by 1 game. So it's still possible. The thing is, that, again, the Ravens need to get their heads out of their ass. So far, they haven't done so. But anyway, a game that could be a Super Bowl preview. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Did you ever think that those words would ever be said? Did you ever think it? Did you imagine the possibility?
I mean, with Seattle in the mid 2010s, sure. Jaguars, what's the? No, they've never been
Sam
good.
Darnold led Seattle Seahawks against the Trevor Lawrence Jacksonville Jaguars. Could be a Super Bowl preview, and we didn't even know it. Anyway, Seattle Seahawks defense looks pretty good. This man right here, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 receptions, 162 yards, and 1 TD. He could not be stopped. They could not contain this man. He just embarrassed the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence looked, whatever, 27 out of 42. Now, I don't get the 42 passes when you were able to run the ball so well throughout the season. This team's just weird. And the man got sacked 7 times. So maybe run the ball a little. Maybe. David Martinez, did you see the video of Mike Tomlin calling out the Browns for trading a quarterback to their division rival? Yes, I did see it. And I think we talked about it last week. Well, not about the video, but about the logic behind it. Like, why the fuck would the Browns would do anything to help the Bengals, a division rival? It makes no sense unless they thought that giving them Joe Flacco would make them worse. Turns out not so much, but we can get there. Next, we have the Los Angeles Rams beating the Baltimore Ravens in a game that actually was closer than the score, than the score says. The issue was the Ravens just make dumb decisions sometimes, and I'll get into it. So first off, injuries. Puka Nacua, ankle injury. He's day-to-day. That's a big one for the Rams. And running back Blake Corum, ankle as well, day-to-day. So those are 2 offensive weapons. The Matthew Stafford looked fine, 17 out of 26, 181 yards, 1 TD. He got sacked twice, and the Ravens did have a fumble recovery. The interesting part for the Ravens is they started with Cooper Rush, who looked really bad, and then they put in Huntley. I forget his first name, Huntley, but he looks a lot like freaking Lamar Jackson out there. So at first I was like, is Lamar in the game? And they're like, no, it's Huntley. And with Huntley, they actually look kind of competent.
You race.
Now they have the similar build. They move kind of similar. And so
Huntley would never leave the game.
The Ravens kind of had a good game plan, which was, give the ball to Derrick Henry, who ran it for 24 times, 122 yards. The issue was when they had opportunities to score, and I mean like field goals, they went for it on 4th down and just couldn't get the ball across the finish line. So it's one of those things they're like, dude, if they would have just taken points whenever they had them, this game would have been a lot closer. It would have been a lot. I mean, the defense looked a lot better because they managed to contain the Rams to just 17 points. If they would have taken the points every single time that they could have actually won. And at the end of the game, so when you're down by, 14 points, when you're down by 2 scores, you need to start throwing the ball because you're desperate, which means you take your best player off the field. And so you, surprise, you look a lot worse. Also, Say Flowers had 2 fumbles in that game. It was weird. It was a weird game. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong in freaking Baltimore, but it's starting to look pretty bleak over there. Again, they have a chance.
Not their season.
They have a chance to turn it around. Beating the Steelers twice would get them closer, to tying with them. So the division is not totally out of reach, but it is getting bleaker and bleaker by the second. They need Lamar Jackson back bad. And next, we have the Tennessee Titans losing to the Las Vegas Raiders in a game I don't think they mind losing because, they got their head coach fired. So, good for them, I guess. Who do you think the Titans will get? Who do you think? Could it be
Belichick?
I was considering Belichick. You know who else is out there? Mike McCarthy. You know, from the Cowboys and the
I
Packers.
forgot he existed.
Yes, he's still a thing. Other than that, I think those two are like former head coaches that could kind of make sense, or they might take a risk on, another young heart coordinator. I don't think so. You think they'd get Bill Belichick back? You think he'd take this job?
I mean, I think Belichick likes working with new quarterbacks, right?
Maybe. David Martinez says,
Young class.
David Martinez, isn't Mike McCoy the interim coach? Let me see. I don't know. Can you look that up? Mike McCoy?
I also, ding, ding, ding. I got a fun fact for one of these teams.
Okay, share it.
All right. On 2010, the 2010 season, the Oakland Raiders became the first and so far only NFL team to win all 6 of their divisional games and still miss the playoffs.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to even look that up. I believe it. Losers. Anyway.
I did research it. It's true.
Okay, thank God.
They only won 8 games that season.
Perfect. Okay. So AI did not make you look like an idiot this time. Right?
Well, I had time to look it up.
Okay, cool. Injury news, Calvin Ridley, wide receiver Calvin injury, out with a hamstring. He's probably day to day. And, Raiders, they looked fine. Whatever. Who cares about them? Next, we have the Bengals losing to the Green Bay mother-loving Packers. This game was actually a little bit closer than it should have been. Injury news, wide receiver Dontavian Wicks for the Packers is out with an ankle injury. We don't know if he will be playing the next game. The head coach did not give an update. For the Bengals, tight end Mike Gesicki left the game with a pectoral injury. He's ruled out for the Steelers. And defensive end Trey Hendrickson injured his back, and he is day to day, so he may not play against the Steelers either. So, a bad season for the Bengals keeps getting worse and worse. Now, what everybody wants to know: how did Joe Flacco look? He looked okay. 29 out of 45, 219, 2 TDs. Only got sacked once, and it was not by Micah Parsons. So he's like, he's gonna be regretting that one. What's up?
He looks good in the uniform.
Whatever.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, he didn't turn the ball over, which is kind of what they wanted from him. And again, it was kind of close. Josh Jacobs ran the ball like crazy, 93 yards, 2 TDs. It was actually his flu game, so he was sick. He was thrown up before the game, but still, managed to will his team to victory. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in, should we call it a hospital game? Like, this was a painful game. The 49ers officially lose linebacker Fred Warner to a dislocated and broken ankle for the rest of the season. This one hurts. The 49ers had managed to squeak out victories. They were looking okay. The defense looking pretty good, but their best player on defense is out for the season. And their second best player on defense is also out for the season. So no Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. I mean, they still have a relatively easy schedule, but this hurts because again, they had a great start. They were up. They were 3-0 in their division, and now this looks really, really bad for their offense. On the other side of the field, rookie sensation Emeka Egbuka was out with a hamstring, so he will miss some time. It's not clear how much time, but he will miss some of it. So that means that Godwin was out, Mike Evans was out, I believe McMillan was out, Bucky Irvin was out, and they lost Emeka Egbuka in the middle of the game. But still, one Mr. Baker Mayfield managed to squeak out a victory. 17 out of 23, 256 yards, 2 TDs. He also had 3 runs for 14 yards and had everybody and their mother out there chanting MVP, MVP. So, I mean, right now he's definitely a contender. The Buccaneers are winning games that they probably had no business winning when they're injured to hell. So when they're actually healthy, this team's going to be scary. Very, very scary. But they're really fun to watch right now. Thoughts?
Oh, I'm loving the Buccaneers. I'm just concerned. 49ers are in a very tough division, honestly. I don't see them being any better than the Seahawks going forward.
Yeah.
And man, at least I got their kicker in fantasy.
Eh. I mean, unless one of the linemen didn't break his foot because he stepped on him. But anyway, Chuck Dominguez says that
Dude,
Bill.
you know what? Fuck everybody in the NFL. You know who's having the worst season in terms of injuries? This guy right here. This team right here is at the worst fucking team in terms of injuries. I lost my fucking kicker due to injuries. Come on. What the fuck is this?
I listen.
I had the fucking Colts kicker. He was ranked number 1.
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
God damn.
What do you want me to say? Chuck
Yeah,
Dominguez
I have
says.
Buka. I have freaking Godwin. Look at all this shit.
Yeah. Chuck Dominguez says that Bill Belichick is too busy banging his 25-year-old girlfriend, so he won't be back in the NFL. That's what he says. Next, respect.
He is the GOAT.
Went all the way to the first one. Damn it. Next, we have missed freaking opportunity. The Detroit Lions getting their asses kicked by the Kansas City Chiefs 17-30. Now, there's a lot of controversy coming out of this game, but first things first. Cornerback Brian Branch got suspended for kicking the ass of Juju Smith-Schuster. But yeah, he will be suspended for one game. And that next game, depleting even further the Lions secondary in a game where their next what do you call it, contender? The next game is against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they are going to need a secondary on that one. So sucks for them. Did you watch this game? It was controversial.
Sadly, I did.
It was very, very controversial.
We are back to controversial Chiefs games. Woo!
And you know what? Unnecessarily. It was unnecessary. Like, the optics for this game were trouble. Because, listen, let's be honest here. The reason why the Lions lost was not because of the Chiefs. It was not because of the refs. Like, the Lions played like crap. Would have been a better game if the refs would have called proper flags against the Chiefs when they should have, probably. But they also let the Lions get away with a few of them, so they kind of just let them play. So in general, I'm okay with that. But to not get penalized once? I mean, the Chiefs last week got 13 penalties, and this one, they didn't get a single one. Now, to be fair, they did get one, and the Lions were like, we declined that. But still, not one. There were some really, really blatant ones. Like the easiest one that everybody should have seen and that would not have affected the game at all. That was like an easy flag that the refs could have done just to, to tell the world, like, hey, listen, we're calling this fair. Is a taunting call for Patrick Mahomes when he scored his touchdown. I think he pointed at Branch and then he did like the arm thing. That's a taunting penalty. You can't point at people apparently in the NFL. And so that's like an easy one. Like, you already got your touchdown. Now it's going to be a longer kick. So that would have been easy. But they didn't even do that one.
Is that the penalty now for when you get a flag like that during a touchdown? Is it a longer kick?
Yeah, they just bring the ball further because it's not going to be at the kickoff. It's going to be at the following play. Yeah, because it's after the play's done. So they're not going to take away your touchdown because it was after the play. Right. Point is, it would have been an easy one. They didn't even do that one. And there were a lot of really flagrant ones. There was a pass interference. There was holding. There was the Travis Kelce catch that he used the ground to catch the ball was ridiculous. So there was a bunch of those calls where you're like, seriously? This is why everybody fucking hates this team. Because first off, they play dirty, and second, they get the fuck away with it. So honestly, I respect Brian Branch for kicking Juju Smith-Schuster's ass. However, you do need to be smarter than this because now you won't play the next game, and it's against the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you let the Chiefs beat you twice. So, not good. Not good overall. Do you have any thoughts about this game?
My thoughts are that I'm getting annoyed that the Chiefs are playing better every week.
You see,
Personally,
I don't think that they're playing
it's
better.
not a trajectory that I enjoy.
I don't think they're playing better. I mean, they were just against a depleted Lions secondary. So the games where they've looked good, it's against teams that have very injured defenses. So it's the Lions and the Ravens. Now their defenses did look better because they stopped those offenses. But I don't think that their offense looks any better. Now they're getting Rashee Rice back for their next game. We'll see if things are different, but I wasn't impressed. I'm not impressed. So we'll see what happens. Next, Monday Night Football, another upset. We had the Atlanta Falcons just kind of dominating the Buffalo Bills 14-24. This game, the Falcons defense looked for real. The problem is that their head coach is kind of an idiot. So there were several times where the Falcons had opportunities to have field goals and he just didn't take them. Like they were up by 2 scores, maybe even 3. Just do a field goal. And they didn't. At halftime, they had an opportunity to go for a field goal. They had like 6 seconds left. They threw a pass to Drake London and he tries, instead of going down, he tries to run in for a touchdown, which he missed by like half a yard. So they ran out the clock and he didn't score. It was just dumb decisions left and right. It's just like, dude, just take the field goal. Like there was a point where the Bills, like if they wouldn't have been stopped by, the Philadelphia defense, they could have tied this game up. They could have actually won. They even blocked the field goal.
Atlanta defense.
Yeah, Atlanta defense. I'm sorry. But they even blocked the field goal. When they blocked that field goal, I was like, dude, the Bills might actually win this one, even though they're down by 14 at this point. But I don't know. It was weird. Instead of actually getting, it just annoys me when teams don't go for points when they have the opportunity to take points. They're like, no, we're going to be aggressive. Well, guess what you did, numbnuts? You gave the other team a chance to stay in there. So, whatever. Cuz Becerra, I 100% hate the Chiefs. That said, I hope Rashid goes off because I stashed him on fantasy. Traitor.
Damn it, Gus.
Traitor. And
I actually
finally,
have my home, so I've been pretty happy with that.
And finally, the final upset of the weekend, we have the Washington Commanders falling to the Chicago Bears 25-24 to I forget his name, but his last name's Moody. The kicker from the 49ers fired. What's his name? It's not, I want to say Hank Moody, but that's the character from Californication. To a Jake Moody field goal in the middle of the rain. That's probably like the most dramatic field goal I've seen all season, because field goals have been blocked left and right this season. And I think the Commanders actually blocked one earlier in that game. So they already blocked one. It was the rain, and it's Jake freaking Moody.
Also, it's the Bears.
Yeah.
The double doink.
Exactly. So honestly,
They're the double doink guys.
This game was a little bit more fun than I expected it to be. Now the question is, the Bears, are they for real? Like they're 3-2. They have the same record as the Lions. I think they have the same record as the Vikings. Let me double check that.
No, they don't.
They don't?
Wait, no, they don't.
Let me see. NFL standings.
I just saw this. No, they're Lions are 4-2.
Okay, so the Lions are 4-2, Vikings are 3-2, Bears are 3-2, Packers are 3-1-1. So they're still in there. They're still in there, which is honestly shocking. I did not expect this, but good
this
for
season
them.
has been fucking balanced, dude. There's no team that I can say is like, man, these are like head and shoulders the best in the league.
Listen, we can tell who are the worst. Like we can say that the Titans suck, the Raiders suck, the Browns suck, the Jets suck. The other side,
Well, yeah, and every day of the week still ends in Y, but you know,
I think the NFC is slightly more difficult. Like the Saints are 1-5, but I can't say that they suck. I can say they're bad, but they don't really suck because they are hanging in there. The Panthers are 3-3, and one of their games they beat the Falcons 30-0. So if you're doing this math, the Falcons beat the hell out of the Bills. The Panthers beat the hell out of the Falcons. So by that logic, the Panthers are twice as better than the freaking Bills. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Everybody
so
in the NFC.
Panthers are winning the Super Bowl.
Yes, they will. So I don't know. I think like the worst team in the NFC record-wise is the 1-5 Saints. And I don't feel like they're anywhere near as bad as the Jets, as the Titans, as the Raiders. But I think the Saints lost to the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. Lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Giants. Oh no, they beat the Giants. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. They lost to the Bills, to the Seahawks, and to the 49ers. Oh well. Maybe I was wrong. Oh well, whatever. Okay.
Maybe.
Yep. And I think that's it for today. Any other thoughts? Anything you want to mention?
Well, I'm just very happy that this is officially our return live stream to YouTube.
Yep.
You know, it's
after
it was a very harrowing experience to be taken off the platform.
it was traumatizing.
You know, we were deplatformed. We were canceled.
We were canceled, man.
We were canceled.
They
were after
us.
I wish that on my worst enemies, except the Raiders.
Cancel them all day, every day. But yeah, as always, comments,
and in
questions.
general, please stop showing the Jets on television.
Yes, please. Do it for them. Do it for the kids. They don't deserve it.
Do it for
There should not be another generation of Jets fans. The pain should end with the current generation. We need to stop the cycle of hate.
Break the chain.
As always, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again next time.